Good day devs, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be doing another front-end mentor challenge. It's called the intro section with the drop-down net navigation. This is the latest challenge from April. So just go ahead and download the challenge for free on front-end mentor. I've already done that. So if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel and don't forget to leave us some comments. For today, I'm going to be doing this challenge. I've already done the download of the starter pack. So without wasting time, let's get on to the challenge. First of all, I'll start off by creating a header. Let's have a look at our design. By looking at the design, this is the design. You can see that we have got a logo onto the left, and it like in the middle we've got some content headings, and then onto the extreme right side we've got some buttons. So there we need to go here inside. I'll start off by putting a hyperlinks for our logo. Let me give it a class name. Class name of logo. For the logo, I'm going to have an image. Let's have its source. It's inside the images folder with the name logo.svg. Now for mobile view, I'm going to be using today an input checkbox as well as a label. Type checkbox. Okay, that's not the spelling, but it's single B. Now I also need an ID. So I'm going to be using a label. For menu bar. So we now go on to having a nav class name navbar. So let's take a look at our design. As you can see, I'm going to have a drop down on the features heading as well as the company's heading. So let me start off by creating an unordered list. Of main lists and hyperlinks. Now, since we're going to be having 4, I need to apply this one by 4, copy it and paste it. Just make sure that your spacing is correctly so that the code looks nice. On the top one, I'm going to be having the features. This is the content that I need. Let me drag it a bit closer so that I'm able to paste it accordingly. Okay. Like you notice, I'm going to have a drop down, so just before the closing list, that's where I'm going to put some space and put all the content that is on the drop down. Where we list again, then we start off by listing. Since we're going to be having 4 of these, let me put a hyperlink as well and an image. So After that, multiply this one by 4. Now for the image, for the features heading, I need an image. That's a drop. Now images folder, let me look for the real name. Copy it and then place it there. Now we're going to first have a to-do list. Calendar. Reminder. And planning. Now we now need to put the appropriate images folder slash the name is icon to do dot svg is in format of svg. We also need images folder slash calendar icon, then the name of the file calendar dot svg. Reminder is icon, so inside the folder images slash icon reminders. Okay, spelling there it's m dot svg. Planning images slash svg. We also need an image, this one for the company. Copy it and just place it there. So for this one, well, let me take a look at the content that we're going to be having. We're going to history, our team blog. So these are the an order listing that I want. Okay. I also have got images. So let me duplicate this one 3 times. Just includes now images folder slash. Okay, let's look at the content. History, blog, our team. Okay, this one is for history. Our team blog. From the design, let's take a look. Here we don't have images, so it's not necessary. Let's leave it like that. Let me take a look at the new, let's have a look at the new view of our, yes, there it is. There's, so this is our, what that is, this is our we have. Now looking at the design, I also need some buttons to the extreme I now need some buttons. Remove the unnecessary spacing. So let me start off a div. Now I'm going to have a button dot class name. I'll give it lane. Then I also want another button. I need to give it a class name. I'll give it reg. So there it is. Now let us there it is. Let's have a look at the design. Oh, there it is. There's now it's the time for me styling the header. To do that, I need to create another new file and save it as a style CSS. And there we have, don't forget to put the link. This is the most important part. .css. Now let's go into our styling. We'll start off by styling for everything. I need to set the margin to 0, heading to 0, box sizing. I need a border box. Nextly, I'm going to start the body. Let me have a minimum height of 100 VH. Now we're going to style the header. Let's start off saying by position relative. Right side, I want it to move 0, and to the left side as well. Let's have 0. To the top, let's have 0. Padding, I'm going to set it to 0 pixels and 7%. Display flex, I want to flex it. Align items to the center and justify the content space between z-index 1000. Now let's have a look at the design. Oh yes, that is now the progress that we have made. Now I'm going to style the navbar. Dot our navbar. There, I want to remove list style. I want to set it to none. Now let's go on deeper. Let me say header. Remember the class name for our nav is navbar. UL, let me go for the listing. Position relative, floating I want everything to float the left to our left side. Let's take a look at the progress that we have made. Okay, yes, this is the progress that we are making. Now let me style the header dot navbar ul hyperlinks. Let me go for the font size 15 pixels. Padding, I want the padding to be for all sides to be 20 pixels. Color black. And the display block. Let's take a look at the progress that we have made. Okay, the progress. Now I'm going to start by on hover. I want everything when I hover, I want there to be changes. So just copy this one and paste it there. Then we put on hover. Cursor, I want the cursor to be a pointer. Background color, let's have a light gray. And the color of our context, the color of the context will be black. Now I'm going to style the listing URL. Let's have a position of absolute. Left side, I want to be 0, and width, let's set it to 100 pixels. Background color, let's set it to white. Display none. Let's have a look at the progress that we have made. Oh yes, that's the progress that we are making. So let me start again. Well, this time I'm targeting the inner. Width of 100% and border to the top. Border to the top. I'm going to have a border to the top. I'll set it to 1 pixel. I prefer the black color. Now I'm going to style the listing. The unordered list. Go deeper, like this. Yes, that it is. So let me just set to the left. I want 200 pixels. Then to the top, I want 0. Let's take a look at the progress that we have made. Yes. Now I'm going to style I want to set the display to initial. So hovering, directed at UL. let's put a focus within. Directed at the unordered list, display initial. Let's have a look at the progress that we've made. You can see now it's there. It is now there. As you can see, it was not previously there. Now, for the desktop view, I need to remove the label as well as the checkbox. This checkbox, we need to remove it. So to do that, I'm just going to collect the ID name, which is menu bar, and set it to display none, and as well as the header label. Remember, we used the label. Let's set it to display none. Let's reload it. As you can see, it's now gone. Now I'm going to style the buttons. Remember, if you look at the class names that we use for the buttons, they are the class names. Just remember to, I'm copying it so that copying is very good so that you avoid typing errors. Now let's style the font size 115 pixels. Width, I'm going to set it to 5 rems. Text transform, I don't want any text transformation, so I'm going to set it to none. Background color, I want it to be white. And border, I'm going to set it to none. This removes, and every time when I hover, I want there to be a pointer. Okay, now let's start the other button. Let's set the font size again to 15 pixels. Width 5 rem. Text transform, I don't want to be any text transformation, so I'm going to set it to none. Background color white. Border, yes, you need to have a border. Let me use 0.5 pixel solid black. Now there's also need for a border radius. We are going to use 5 pixels, and I also want the cursor to be pointer every time when I hover there. And the height, I'm going to give it 4 VH. Let's take a look at the progress that we have made. Oh yes, there's the progress that we've made. As you can see, the progress that is going on. Now I'm going to now let me look at by looking at it. Now I'm going to style the hero section, the section that you see there with an image there, but HTML coding, not the styling, coding HTML. So for us to do that, we need a hero section. Okay, section dot hero. So we start off by creating a div for the image. Let's have an image img dot hero image. Now we need to have the source. Is inside our images, because remember this is for the desktop view. So let me collect the name, just copy it and place it there. Now we are going to styling this, the text that you see there. This is the text. We have got a header, a paragraph, a button, as well as some images at the bottom. So this is what I'm going to be doing. Let me have a div, we call it hero text. For the top side, I'm going to use h1 text, give it a class name of hero header. Now just time to just drag. By looking at the design, you can see that there's the make is on the top and the remote bottom text is on the bottom. So I'm going to use a break. Now nextly, I'm going to have a paragraph. Let's give it a class name of hero copy. Time to drag. Now lastly, we're going to have a button right there. Let me use btn dot button. This is a class name. Last name len. Let's drag the content appropriately to where it deserves, where it should be. The contents will be here. As you can see from the bottom, I'm going to have I'm now going to have those images. So I'm going to say, give them a class name of, let's say, client lists. Let's have a list text. Okay, I need to, you can see that my, it's not longer visible. So if I do this and reload, yeah, this is my, I need this one. Images. Now let's look at the images folder. That's where I'm going to be having all these, the images at the bottom. So I need to just copy it 4 times. 2, 3, 4. Now to just copy these ones, let's collect them. Right at the top we have got, these are the 4 names that we want. So copy it. You've got also this one. And lastly, you've got this one. Now let's take a look at the progress that we have made. Yes, this is the progress that we have made. Now we need to get on to styling. Remember, we're doing everything for the desktop view. Now let's start styling. I'll start off with the hero text. Okay, let me get on to the class names. Let me copy the class names so that let me get on to the class names. Okay, these are the class names. Let's copy all of them. Just by pressing onto the control key and you start highlighting using your mouse, you'll be easily able to copy all these things. I prefer copying them so that I avoid all typing mistakes. Just press Ctrl C to copy the class names. Now we need to okay, so let's start styling everything. I'm going to start styling by the hero text. Let's use text align to the left, and also text transformation. I want to set it to none so that there's no uppercase or lowercase transformation. I'm going to style the header now. I'm going to set the font size to 3,5 rems. Color, what color can I have? Let's go for black. Black is good. Let's have the left side, we want it to be 0, and text align to the left, and I want a font weight of bolder. Hero copy. Now for the paragraph, I'm going to set a margin of 0, 0, 10%, color gray, and font size. Okay, let's have a font size of 1 rem, and line height of 1,5. Okay, 1,5 rems. Sorry, I can just leave it like that. Now I'm going to styling the text align to the left. Let's take a look at the progress that we are making. Yes, this progress that we are making. Now I'm going to style the button. I'm going to set the button width. Let's start with the width of 10 rems. Nextly, I'm going to style the height. I'm going to set it to 3 rems. Background color, I'm going to set to black. Color white. Color of the text will be white, and border radius 10 pixels. Text transform to none. Every time when you hover, we want there to be some changes as per the design. So to do that, we hover. I want to set the background color to white, to change to white. and so the color of the text is going to change from white to black. Note, most importantly, don't forget to use the pointer for our case. Let's take a look at okay. It's not like this. It's not hovering. Yes, every time when you hover there, you can see. Now I'm going to style the context at the bottom. These are the pictures. Let me use directly to the UL. Order list, text decoration. Let's set it to none. List style. Let's set it to none. Display flex. Flexi direction. Let's save it in the direction of the row. Justify the content to space around. No, not space between, space around, so that it is. Align items to the left side. And let's have a margin of 2 rems for all over. And let's set a padding of 1 rem to the left side. I want to set it, move it to 0. Yes, that is the design, but you can see that it's on side by side, so we need to improve our design. Okay, this is good when you are on mobile view. That's when you can have the image right on the top on mobile view. Yes, you can see that the image is on the top and below, but on desktop it's side by side, so we need to use media queries. To use media queries, I'm going to have 2 media queries, so let me start off by the first one at media. This is for desktop, minimum width 600 pixels. Then I'm also going to have another media query at media maximum width to 600 pixels. Now, this is for the desktop view. I'm going to start the hero section. Let's set the margin to 10 rems. Display flex, and then flexi direction. Remember, I need it in a row, but I have to use reverse so that the image is to the right side of the page. Yes, I think I've got it. Now I need to reduce the image, is too big. For us to do that, we are going to use this class name. Width 20 rems. Yes, there you can see. Now but we also need this text to go below. We need to go back and check inside our okay, yeah, this is where we made an error. We need it here. My apologies. Let's take a look at the design now. Yes, that happens. Okay, so as you can see, just include some spacing so that the code becomes simpler to view. Yes, there it is. Now you can see the it's very good. Now we need to remove we need to go for the mobile view. As you can see, for the mobile view, this one needs to disappear, as well as we need an enclose an X sign for viewing it. So to do that, let me go into inside our styling. This is where we're going to include our styling. So for the mobile view, I'm going to have the header. Let's set a padding of 20 pixels. Display to none. We are removing the buttons. We also need to remove the other button, the second button, which is reg, and the class name reg. I'll set it to display none. Let's take a look at our mobile view. Yes, they've been removed. Now we need to activate or bring the label that we removed. Label. Let's set it to display initial. Now let's set the header class navbar. Let's style it position absolute top. From the top, 100%. To the right side, I want a 0. Then background color, I want to set it to white. Border, I want to have a border at the top, border to the top. 1 pixel. Let's set it solid black. Display none. Okay. Now, as you can see, let's have a look at the progress. You can see we set it to display none. Now I'm going to style the header navbar URL listing. I'm going to set the width to 100%. Text align to the right side. We set again the header dot navbar and ordered lists listing and ordered listing. Let's have position absolute width of 100%. Now I'm going to go for the header dot navbar. UL. Let's set the background color to IEEE. Now let me have a look at the progress that we have made on our. Okay, I'm still to make it feasible. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me do this again. The header is not yet visible because we are yet to fix UL listing an ordered list. And listing again UL with, let's have it 100%. Let's move this one to the left, set it to 0. Now the most important thing, this one, label. Let's have a background URL. I don't know where this one came from. Images. Inside our images folder, that's when you're going to have the menu icon. Remember this one. Just collect it and place it, style it there. Now we can set the width to 5 frames and the height of 3 ph. Let's have a look at the progress that we have made. Oh yes, there it is. Now we need, remember that we used styling, so every time when it is checked, we want the navbar to be displayed. So let me check. Yes, there you can check. You can see the navbar has been displayed. So every time also when it is checked, we want some changes to happen onto the label. Checked label. We want the background color. Background, not the background color, but the background image. To change images slash, you can see the class name is closed. Okay, there it is. I want to change the class. Copy repeat, and place it there. Let's take a look at the progress that we have made. Yes, you see the changes that happens every time when we. But now I want you to edit so that there is no multiplication, and also there's a repeat. There's no edit to the close the new image. So to do that, we're going to use a background. Repeats, no repeats. No repeats, like this. And also I want the background size. To set it to contain. Let's take a look at the progress. Okay, there you see. Now let's style a bit more onto our hero section for mobile view. Let's set a margin of 5 rems with of I'm going to have a width set it to 100%. Then the hero text section. Okay, this is where I'm going to have our hero text. Let's set the margin to 10%. And I'm going to have the hero image. Let's set the height to 20 rems and the width to 70%. Let's take a look at the new changes that we've applied. Oh, there it is. Yes, as you can see, this is our design. On mobile view it's like this, and then on desktop it's like this. Now let me attempt to address a few things. As you can see from the desktop view, the image for the calendar is not coming out, as well as the text decoration needs to be solved. So let me text decoration, set it to none. Let's take a look at the progress. Yes, the underline rule has been removed. On the image, let me look at why is the image not coming out. Okay, I need to replace it with an A. So let's take a look at the progress. Okay, the image has come. Now let me look at the view from the desktop. Okay, I don't like it. I don't like to be like this. I need to fix it so that our sub listing comes out correctly. Okay, let's look at our styling for the mobile view. On line 171, let's change from absolute to relative. Let's take a look at the progress that we've made. Oh yes, that's love. That's what I wanted exactly. So thank you guys for watching, for watching my video. Do subscribe and leave us some comments. Thank you.